What's up, guys? DB Diaries here with another Dragon Ball Z movie review. This is movie review number 4, featuring the Cooler movies. The first one is Cooler's Revenge, and the second one, the sequel, is The Return of Cooler. On the front cover here, you have Cooler in his metal form, Metal Cooler, Meta Cooler, whatever you want to call him. This form of Cooler is featured in the second movie, The Return of Cooler. On the box art here in the background, you've got Super Saiyan Goku on this side, and you've got Vegeta on this side. I can definitely tell it's Vegeta. I'm sorry for you guys who may not be able to see too well. Yeah, it's not really that good of a picture of him on the box anyway, as opposed to some of the others. But you can clearly tell. There we got Super Saiyan Goku next to Cooler here. On the back here, you've got Super Saiyan Goku. The brief description of Cooler's Revenge and the Return of Cooler, some pictures featuring being featured in the movie with some of the clips, and you've got the time, which is 90 minutes. I'm pretty sure 90 minutes is like right around the right time, maybe 95. Both movies are about 45 minutes long, 45, 50 minutes at the most. Open it up here, and you see you have, as always, your Shenron with the Dragon Ball. This one's the 4-star ball. And Cooler's Revenge was actually the first movie that I had seen out of all the Dragon Ball Z movies. It was really cool to me because I remember, like, I did not know Dragon Ball Z made movies when I was a kid, and my dad ended up picking this movie up for me, and it was probably one of my favorites, and to this day still is one of my favorites. Here is the original box art for these movies. You've got Cooler's Revenge, which is the first one, over here, and The Return of Cooler over here. This one was originally released January 22nd of 2002, Cooler's Revenge, and then The Return of Cooler was originally released August 13th of 2002. Cooler is the first villain, movie-wise, to have a sequel. Now, Garlic Jr. was in the Dead Zone, and then he was featured again in a saga, which, by the way, real quick before I get off topic, this is Metal Cooler, and then behind these discs here is Goku. You can see a little bit of orange right here towards the end of the box. It's Goku. Like I said in all my other reviews, I don't take the discs out. But yeah, it's a cutscene or a scene from Cooler's fight with Goku on planet Namek in The Return of Cooler. On the Return of Cooler disc, you got Metal Cooler here. On Cooler's Revenge, you've got Super Saiyan Goku. Now, I realize I forgot to, I think, post the background and describe what the background was for the Tree of Might and Lord's Luck, so I do apologize to that to people. Anyway, though, Cooler's Revenge was the first movie I saw in Dragon Ball Z, and I absolutely loved it. It has The Game by Disturbed, if you guys have ever heard that song, some Deftones songs. I think Cooler's Revenge actually probably has more songs by actual artists than any Dragon Ball Z movie. It's a really good movie. The music, to me, is just absolutely picture perfect when it comes to Cooler's Revenge. I love it. They have Change by Deftones when Goku transforms into Super Saiyan in that movie. And for those of you that don't know, Cooler is the brother of Frieza. And Frieza can be saw in seasons 2 and 3 and briefly in season 4. And like Frieza, just, to me, I didn't like him, you know, but Cooler, he's like such a badass. Like, Cooler, you know, hates his brother, you know, says in the movie he would have killed him himself eventually, you know, and it's just like, Cooler just seems, you know, more ruthless, rather than, you know, everybody to this day still asks, you know, is Frieza even a guy? You know, Cooler is much more masculine and you know, just a tough guy. Now, in Cooler's Revenge, it's tough to say who's stronger, Cooler or Frieza. They make it seem so that Cooler is much stronger, but basically once Goku turns Super Saiyan, the fight's over. Just a brief, you know, maybe 2 minutes of action afterwards, and that's it. The movie is good. And then they have The Return of Cooler, which was the sequel, which they had not done before with any other movie characters in making a sequel to a movie. Cooler and Broly are the only characters to have sequels made of in movies. The Return of Cooler was very, very anticipated because Cooler's Revenge was probably one of the most well-renowned and one of the most liked Dragon Ball Z movies. So when The Return of Cooler came out, everybody thought it was going to be great. To be honest with you guys, I don't mind it. I like the plot. I like the scenario, how it's taking place on Planet Namek. And I like how Vegeta's finally included in a Dragon Ball Z movie. He's definitely a hell of a lot tougher than he is in Cooler's Revenge. But I just, I didn't care for it as much as I would have expected to. It was kind of a letdown, but it's still a good movie, don't get me wrong. I definitely do think, though, Cooler's Revenge is probably the better movie between the two. It's definitely a recommendable double feature. I would get it. This is actually the first double feature I ended up getting, which I told a story about previously. I actually got this for free because it was a buy one, get one free anime sale at my local DVD retail store. I think it's funny that I got it that this is the first movie pack I got, because Cooler's Revenge was the first Dragon Ball Z movie I got. So, yeah, both movies are really good. I will be honest with you guys, The Return of Cooler probably has more action. Cooler's Revenge has a bit more filler. Basically, in The Return of Cooler, like just a few minutes in, the fighting starts and doesn't stop. So if you're an all-fighting fan, that might be your favorite. But Cooler's Revenge, I don't know, I just think the story and everything with it goes well and pieces together really nice. Anyway, though, that's it for this review. Tune in next time for my 5th Dragon Ball Z movie review. Please make sure that in the meantime you remember to comment, question if you have any, rate the video, like the video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you, and I will see you all in the next Dragon Ball Z movie review.